So anyway, so this life is going to pass me by very quickly. But what I'm understanding about life now is I'm learning very quickly about how to talk to you guys much more. I'm actually focusing on doing my synonyms as well very soon. So I'm actually understanding straight away that no matter what, that it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that my life is going in a certain direction and certain direction ways of life are happening in my life. And I feel that no matter what, that you have to do better. So anyway, so what I'm doing over here is I have a nice and beautiful feeling over here with myself that I'm doing a nice and beautiful life for myself. So it's much more how I feel. I feel nice and beautiful. I feel different. I feel life is moving forward for me. I'm learning how to actually love my life. So it's much more how I feel. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about having my nice and beautiful music tracks up on YouTube. And that way I'm learning to just quickly pounce through information. And I'm learning to upload my 2020 album online, so it can just be online, and everything I've ever done in terms of music can be online. And I let it be that way. And it's more how I feel. I feel nice and beautiful anyway. I feel different, and it's much more how there's a long way to go about music production for me, especially. So it's much more how I have to upload everything online anyway, and have to upload it into YouTube, because that way I'm looking forward to doing a better job for myself, especially. So no matter what, I'm looking for better ways to improve. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm looking for something to improve upon. I'm looking to better my words. So I'll stick to my words. I'll stick to how I am now in a better way. And I'm learning very quickly that it's like the physical world is a prison, and you have to understand it is. Like the physical world is a prison cell, and the physical world limits you. And that's why I'm understanding straight away how I'm living life differently. So I'm understanding that's why I'm looking to go inside. I'm looking to stay inside. I'm looking to confine myself into self-isolation forever. And that way I understand that it's never that way for me in terms of outside. Apparently it's inside for me. Apparently I am the way. Apparently I is the way. Apparently those who are reaching out there somewhere or going outside of themselves to get into that world outside are losing their word I. But I understand how I can now push into that world, into the outside world with the word I. I can, but there's no limits with my word I. With my word I, there's no limits, but without the word I, there's a limit. There's a limit without the word I. Now, I understand I'm living life the best I can. I'm living the best life possible because I'm coming back to the word I very quickly. And I'm learning how to understand something, that those people who are pushing outside for scraps of pleasure are losing their time in something. So where you invest your mindset is what grows. Where you invest your time into is what grows. So make sure you understand that no matter what, that you are successful if you put your mindset to it. Honestly, it's much more how I feel. I asked Jesus Christ how to get my books online and how to get them up online in terms of how to get my books online and stuff like that. I mean, Jesus Christ says, just be cautious and be able to see straight away, to invest some money into getting a ITN number, to see exactly how to go on ACX and upload my music content and everything in terms of what I have, in terms of life, to upload online right now. And it can all be one audiobook program about Danny Milivojevic, and that way I'm learning very quickly about how to do a greater job for myself. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to enjoy myself, yeah? I'm learning how to become the best version, because I understand that out there is nothing out there. Actually, where can I go out there? I mean, out there is a storm out there. There's a big storm out there. Always. Actually, always there's a big storm out there. Actually, out there is only so much you can go. I mean, they're saying that that's why people die on the Blue Mountains up there. And when they go to the actual Blue Mountains in terms of the Mount Everest, actually it's so cold up there. I mean, people go up there together and they get a crew of people going together because it's so dangerous going alone. And if you never know what you're doing up online in terms of on the Mount Everest up there, then you have to understand it gets dangerous. I promise you, although you must understand straight away how it is. And you have to understand that people freeze to death up there in the Mount Everest. And you must understand that it's just the way it is, yeah? And you have to understand straight away how to look for yourself to do greater for yourself. So for myself over here, I'm understanding that it's never out there, Actually, there's nothing out there. Actually, there's nothing out there for me. Actually, it's all inside. Actually, life is inside. Actually, life is I am the way. I am the way, and that's it. Actually, make sure you understand that those people who never even have the word I yet are searching for outside for something. I mean, they're searching outside for all of the scraps of pleasure out there. Actually, I understand the government now is helping people to self-isolate to find the word I. And it's actually working out. Because more people are self-isolating now, and it's the new laws now over here in terms of Australia, where people are self-isolating now, and it's going to become the normal. It's going to become the norm because I see it coming, where it's going to stop young people from going out in the night and stuff like that, and it totally works out. So it's more to come, and it's more something new in it now. Actually, it's more something new now, so I'm understanding straight away how people are never going to Bonnery Festival, nor are they going to Serbian Kafane, and they're never going to the Bonnering at all now. I'm understanding that. I'm understanding that there is no folklore now as well, and there's no soccer either. And now there may be soccer, actually happening, but at the moment, no. Actually, no soccer either. There's no poker going on because of the new lockout laws and stuff like that. So it's totally how it is. And it's actually gone even better now, for sure. And I agree with the government. I agree with what's happening. I understand it's for the best of everybody. Because there's nothing to do out there and stuff like that. But I'm not saying that no matter what, if you invite people to come to your house, then make sure you understand that they drag your time away. Well, understand that no matter what, other people drag your time away if they're with you. I mean, understand? So no matter what, what you need to do is invest that time into yourself instead. And you then find your way throughout life, and you find a great way. So for myself over here, I have to upload my 2020 album. I uploaded my 2020 album, so let's have a look over here. I'm learning very quickly about what I need to do. I'm learning quickly about my life over here. So let it be that way. Let's have a look over here. I'm looking at different areas of life over here. I'm looking at different ways of uploading everything, but I have to upload it, and otherwise nobody's going to do it for me. I'm the only one that can do it in my life. See, I've done that one. See, it's not sure how it is, yeah? I mean, you have to find your way of life, and you have to grow yourself differently, and that's it. I mean, grow yourself differently, guys, and see, it's much more how it is. So, you find a greater way of life. It's more how it is. So if you actually understand straight away how to love your life, that you grow yourself into your best version. And that's all you can do. I mean, just grow yourself into your best version, and that way you're learning very quickly about life itself, and you're focusing on a greater way of helping yourself. I see now I have to go and find myself a music track over here. I have to find myself a music track. I see, anyway, let's look over here. I see now which music track shall I do. See it's more how I feel. See, I just go over here. I go I bounce. I bounce. I bounce. That's all how I feel. I see Danny Milivojevic. I say original mix. See, anyway, I just put I bounce over here. I'm learning how to quickly just help myself to deliver information. I'm learning quickly how to love my life, so that's how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that as I learn how to grow myself, I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life, and I'm learning something in the process of my life over here. I'm learning how to love my life, yeah. And anyway, so what I do is I grow myself, I go into nice and beautiful ways of life over here, and I copy the information down, and I show people my best tracks, I show them my best music tracks, and that's how I feel. I feel different. So if you feel different, guys, and you're making sure if you're learning how to grow yourself, then learn how to understand that there's nothing out there for you. Actually, out there is a facade. Actually, it's a facade out there. Actually, everything is inside. Actually, everything is inside. Actually, everything is where you are right now. Actually, you must understand. I is where it is. And you must understand that no matter what, you have to understand to never be bored with yourself. Actually, how can you ever be bored with yourself? Actually, you must understand. Actually, never ever get bored with yourself. Well, you have to learn how to live with yourself, yeah? And learn to live with yourself and be much more able to love your life, yeah? Actually, it's more how it is. I'm learning very quickly about my life over here. I'm learning how to dwell upon helping myself to do life greater for myself, so that's more how I feel. And I feel I understand straight away how I can progress my music tracks with great speed. And I'm learning very quickly about life. And that's it. I mean, learn how to grow yourself differently, guys. And that way I'm learning very quickly about my life as well. I'm learning to have a greater time with myself, so I'm learning how to just upload very quickly my music tracks all day long today. And I upload all my music tracks online. I upload all my best music tracks online, and I'll let it be that way. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. and I'm learning how to dwell upon my life much greater. So it's much more how I feel, and how I feel is different, and how I need to grow myself is different. So I'm learning how to add everything into my nice and beautiful life over here, and I can make a 2021 album as well, and I can learn to put everything in categoristic terms, and let it be that way. I'm learning how to just enjoy myself, yeah? And as I enjoy myself, I'm looking at different areas of life. I'm looking at different ways to be. I'm looking at different ways to do life differently, and I'm enjoying myself in the process of life. But no matter what I'm doing is I'm learning that nice and beautiful way of helping myself to do a continuous mix, and it actually does work out. I'm learning that nice and beautiful way of life now. So what I'm doing now is just learning how to live inside. I have to live inside with myself. So live where you are in terms of your word I. And understand that your word I is the only aspect of life that matters. And never be reaching for cigarettes or anything like that when you have your word I. I mean, you understand? And you have to understand that I'm living quite much better. I'm living much better than how I was living before, living overseas and living around the world. And I'm learning to understand straight away that it's true. I'm much better today than ever before. I'm a better version today than ever before. So I'm looking to help myself always. So I'm learning very quickly about understanding that with my TIN number, with American TIN number, it all depends about what I need to do with them. I feel that no matter what, I get some help from the government over here of America, and I see what to do. Because I want to put my nice and beautiful ways of life into online somewhere. So I'm understanding straight away how I feel. And I feel nice and beautiful for myself. So I'll do better. So anyway, so as I really outperform people in my YouTube channel and stuff like that, I'm learning to understand to help myself to make music. And now, since I make music, I can make any type of music I want. And I can make any type of music I want. And it does count. And it does count for me, so I'm understanding that no matter what I'm doing, I'm always learning something. I'm always learning how to become my best version. So what I do is I upload everything to Mega Drive, in terms of everything to YouTube first, with my music production. And then I upload it to the nice and beautiful Mega Drive. I upload it all to YouTube first. I say over here, I say Danny Milivojevic. So Danny Milivojevic. I'm well on my way now. So iBounds. So iBounds. So iBounds. The original mix. I did start off with techno mixes in terms of life, and now I'm making more melody music these days. I'm understanding how I'm progressing forward, so I'm learning very quickly about life. Understand something now. I'm understanding forever it shall be that people shall listen to my music at least, and my videos, or life coaching and stuff like that, and all my basketball performances I've ever made. And at least that's the case, but now with my audio programs, I mean, that's something different. Which if I put it on SoundCloud, See, SoundCloud's something different for me, but I'm learning how to develop myself. I see anyway, I'm learning how to grow myself. I'm learning how to enjoy myself differently, and I'm going to have that nice and beautiful way of life. So let's have a look. I miss going around the world. I do miss going around the world, but it's a lone road, guys. Going alone throughout life. Honestly, it's much better for you to go with your family around the world than it is to go on your own. See, straight away, I was dreaming how I've been going around Australia and how other people are totally, let's say, never even able to. And I feel that no matter what, I make a better decision than them in life. I feel no matter what that I make a better decision to grow and outgrow them, and I'm doing a greater job for myself at least. And what I want to do is help myself to just enjoy. I'm just enjoying my life. And I'm learning very quickly about life over here in terms of what I'm doing. And I'm learning very quickly about how to enjoy. And that's it. Actually, it's more how I feel. See, so this one is a playlist of 2020 album. See, anyway, so that's why I approach that way. I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning to enjoy myself, but it's been already 7 months. See, it's been already 8 months since the New Year's was happening. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life now. I'm learning how to prosper myself into a better way. And I'm learning how to help myself to grow. So that's how I feel. I feel no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how to help myself to have a better potential for myself. See, so for myself, it's more how I feel. How I feel is much more different and alive. I feel much more different. And I feel no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how to live life. I learned how to just help myself to abolish the better way, to do better only. I feel how people are doing their work, but never a lot of people listening. Actually, it's much more how I feel, and no matter what, it's much more how it is, yeah. And no matter what, I feel that no matter what, there's a lot of competition out there. Actually, there's so much competition in terms of status and becoming popular in life, First, you must understand. You must understand to do better for yourself. So you must understand how it is, and you must understand that if you're going yourself, then you have to pick up the trend of life. You have to beat the trend in your life, and try to do something that you can do where you're learning. But I'm learning how my music over here is changing from techno into melody music. Now I'm learning a bit more melody music these days. I'm learning to make melody music much more. And that's how you progress as a music producer. I mean, you have to learn much more melody music in the process to understand how to do vocal music with melodies. And eventually you understand that eventually. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how to watch other people do their music and stuff like that. And then I understand how to do my music much better. But I have to watch them. I have to watch these other guys, and I have to go through the mix of everything they're doing. And I have time. I have plenty of time to do this over my lifetime, to at least do one nightclub session with myself over here. And I have plenty of time, but How popular am I going to be? I'm not sure, but how do I work on my popularity today? Brush, that's the thing about popularity. I understand something now. I'm already popular. But the thing is that they are yet to understand that. Brush, people are yet to understand that I'm popular. And I'm learning that very quickly. I'm learning how to enjoy myself anyway. I'm doing a nice and beautiful life anyway. So it's not sure how I feel. So I feel that every single time I do life, I'm looking at a nice and beautiful way of helping myself to improve. So no matter what I'm doing is I'm learning how to grow myself. And I'm listening to music while talking to you. And I'm also uploading to YouTube while I'm talking to you. So it's not sure how I feel. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how to just do my life in a better way. So what else in terms of life do I need to do? I'm just uploading my 2020 album. I upload all my music. And iBounce is gone online. So now I can go and see, show away over here. Put this in my 2020 album. See now, 2020 album. See, it's working. Let's see, it's much more how I feel. I'm learning very quickly now. What I want to do is just keep going. And now I'm just learning. I'm learning the differences. And I'm learning how to actually penetrate much more. Let's see, so let's have a look over here. I have to go Canva again. I have to go Canva. I have to say Viva La Fiesta now. Anyway. I'm learning how to just go and do much greater with my nice and beautiful way of life. So let's have a look over here. See, it's much more how it is, huh? See, it's much more how the Germans have Oktoberfest, which means that they go out and drink and they get drunk for Oktober Festival. And I love it that way. I see, it's much more how I need to help myself to do a greater joke, and I need to do a greater joke, and I need to do a greater way of life for myself. So Viva. I'm learning. I will. Or should I say something? So anyways, a little bit that way. I can promote America. I can do something over here. I love everything. I'm learning how to just grow myself. See, as I'm growing myself, I'm looking for something new to do. And I'm learning how to enjoy myself differently. So Viva. I just say Viva La Fiesta. So Viva La So Aviva La Fiesta. So Aviva La Fiesta. And I can give them money to have it. So I'll give you money. So I'll give you my password. I'll say anyway, I'll say I'm looking for a better answer over here. I'm looking to help myself to succeed. So let's have a look at this one over here. See now, I apologize. See, it's not sure how I feel. See, forgotten password, please. I see now a little bit away. So next. So next. So I'm doing it a nice and beautiful way over here. So I'm looking for helping myself to succeed over here. I'm making sure I'm looking at different areas of life over here. See, check your phone over here. Say yes, it's me. I say got it. I say got a strong password. I see anyway. I see straight away I learned to place my actual password now. Here we are. I'm learning how to move forward. I'm learning how to have a better deal for myself. I see anyway, I'm learning quickly, I'll just say so anyway, I'm learning very quickly. I'm learning to help myself to enjoy, so I'm processing a nice and beautiful way of life over here, so I'm learning to help myself, yeah. Seeing that now, so thank you very much. So thank you very much. I see now my new Google account password is different now. So Google account. So Google account details. I have to put my new password in now. So here. I see anyway, so let's have a look over here. I have to put in my new password. And you have to invest money into your business, guys. You have to do something to help yourself, yeah? And just go and completely help yourself to make music. And that way you're learning very quickly about life. I'm learning quickly about life. The Tiesto Club Live. So Tiesto Club Live, I see it 2 days ago. I'm learning. I see it's not sure how you have to grow yourself anyway, so See, it's much more how you need to enjoy. So, see, it's much more how if you wanna grow yourself, then make sure that you're learning very quickly about life. I'm learning quickly about life in here. I'm doing a nice and beautiful way of life. So I see. Let's have a look over here. So a basic kick with some punch. See, it's much more how I feel. So. I see, it's more how I feel. See, anyway, I see, it's much more how I feel. I need to grow myself, so. See, it's much more how I need to go and help myself, so let's have a look. I'm looking to help myself over here, so I'm looking to develop on my life over here. I see straight away, so now I techno. I say it's really. I apologize. I have to upload. Viva La Fiesta. Viva La Fiesta. I'm learning the different architectures of helping myself over here. So I have to go and do my life over here. So it's much more how I feel. It's all different for me. So let it be that way. Actually, you guys have to understand the way to love your life, yeah? So anyway, so everything's different. And see how Tiesto makes his music very fast and very different. And he's quick to change it very quickly. And that keeps people interested in I. And it keeps people very curious when you're changing the music. So it's much more how it is. So it's like a mini mix. And you have to create like mini mixes of progressive music. And it's more how it is. So you have to change it up, and you have to bring in the old beats sometimes, and you have to understand straight away to love your life differently. So it's more how it is. So every single day I'm learning. I see anyway, so it's more how it is. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning very quickly about my life and my radio show. I see it's more how I'm learning very quickly about how to do my life much greater. So it's much more how I'm just different. So if I'm doing anything in a better way, I'm learning how to just help myself to deliver content, yeah? Delivering content in different ways, and I'm learning to upload all that music stuff in my nice and beautiful direction. I'm learning how to just deliver. So that's how I feel. I feel over here, Danny Milivojevic. So Danny Milivojevic. I have yes. That's original. The original. So it's much more how I feel that no matter what, that nothing can satisfy me except what I do in my words. So yeah, I see it's more how it is. And I feel that no matter what, that you guys have to understand straight away that life happens to all of us. You have to understand straight away that you have to do something nice and beautiful for yourself. So of course, if you're tuning into other people's stuff, they're going to be successful because you're tuning into their stuff, yeah? But I'm doing life coaching as well. I mean, I'm very successful in my life coaching degree. And that's all different for me now. I'm very successful in my nice and beautiful way of life, so I'm understanding straight away. I'm learning that I'm enjoying my life. CTS and bringing the old tunes back. So it's more how I feel. So if you're feeling your way throughout life, then that's why I promise you it's more how you have to understand that you have to, enjoy the song. See, love comes again, just when I felt out of love. I see it's much more how you have to understand. Learn to love your life. But no matter what, if you give your time to people, then give yourself the time only. Give yourself that time. And learn to appreciate yourself and learn to have a nice and beautiful way of life. Where you're updating yourself around the information of the world and you're becoming successful at it and you're becoming successful at what you're doing. So I'm understanding that as a life coach and music producer, I'm the most successful life coach music producer that you've ever seen in your life. I promise you, I'm the most successful. And I teach people life and music production. And I'm learning very quickly about life over here. And I'm learning how to actually grow myself here. And I'm learning how to understand straight away to be in front of an audience. And now, no matter what, it comes to a stage, I come to a point in time where I have to work the 9-to-5 job. And that's in Germany, where I'll get a visa for myself. I get a visa, or I get the Australian citizenship in terms of the German citizenship, because my mum's is a European Union passport dweller, so I have myself as well a passport that's German as well, because the European Union is all together with Croatia, and my mum's Croatian, so I get it from my mum. And then I'm learning very quickly to just stay consistent about at least life coaching, because life coaching is more of the successful show that I'm doing. So I'm very successful in my life coaching, so I'm understanding that. So I'm understanding to just keep going forward, and I'm learning to help myself to do greater. And no matter what, my Instagram now is nice and beautiful, and every single week I do my Instagram and I move up. I'm always posting something in my Instagram photos in terms of my Instagram stories, which is my photos, and I'm learning how to understand that there's so much music out there that you must understand that music comes and goes, and you have to understand to be producing music anyway. And the same way I produce music is the same way I produce audio content for life coaching skills that I do. And you have to move on. And you have to move on from everything that you've done in terms of producing music. So I'm learning how to upload my music into YouTube now. And that way I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to just enjoy. There's so much to do in terms of my life, but I'm learning how no matter what, you guys have to deliver content. So as I deliver content, I'm doing my echo. I'm doing a better echo front over here. I'm learning to have much more ways of life over here, with different ways of thinking and different ways of being. And I learned to help myself to deliver content. So that's how I see life. I see life as different. ways of being, and it's much more how I feel. You guys have to understand that I do enjoy my time, but no matter what, I'm learning how people who go nightclubs are people who are investing their time in the worst places. And guess what? Apparently, it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that in nightclubs, the time passes you by really quickly. I promise you. I promise you. I understand that it's just music and stuff like that, but the thing is, you have to be the DJ at the festival or at the nightclub. It's more like it. And I understand straight away how I feel that my life is unfolding and unshaping itself, and then there's some information out there that I'm unaware of that I need to become aware of to become better. But where is it? Apparently it's in business and careers. Apparently there's something nice and beautiful. See, it's nice and beautiful. So that's working out. See, now that nice and beautiful track over here is just the way how it is. It's more how it is. I mean, you have to understand straight away how you have to feel. I mean, you have to feel your way throughout life. And the way you feel your way throughout life is you're learning very quickly about what you need to do. I mean, I'm creating trance music mixes at the moment, and I'm learning very quickly about life. So I'm learning how to put more time into it. I'm putting time into my life over here. So let's have a look at what other tracks. I mean, what's my next track? Let's see, I can go over here. Let's see, iTechno vocal. See, iTechno vocal. Let's see, now let's have a look over here. I'll make sure I can go into iCanva, go into Canva. And I'm learning how to understand straight away that everybody feels this physical limit in life. I understand how I feel. I feel I have the physique, but you must understand I feel much greater now than ever before. I see anyway, so this one here can be something over here. I see anyway, what I'm doing over here is I'm learning very quickly. I'm learning how to control myself differently. I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life, so just say, I take my... I feel that no matter what, as I grow myself, I'm looking at different ways of being, so I'm looking at myself over here and I'm enjoying myself in the process of what I'm doing. So I need to listen to music while I'm actually talking to you guys, because it makes me feel much greater, and I understand that. So I'm learning differently. I'm learning how to enjoy myself. So it's much more how, as a music producer, I'm learning how to quickly make my way into music production series in terms of around the world. And I'm quickly able to go around the world quickly and produce my own music very quickly. And it's much more how I'm learning very quickly about how to do my nice and beautiful way of life. So I'm learning very quickly. I'm learning how to actually go, and I'm learning to do greater. So no matter what, I'm learning how Tiesto shows up in his radio show through somehow, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly how my radio show is different, but my radio show is all about Danny Milivojevic, and that's it. Pretty much it's all about me and my YouTube channel, and that's how I'm growing myself. And it's also about you too, but I'm understanding straight away I'm doing this for me to grow, so that I can give you ideas so you can grow yourself, and I grow myself in the process of this. So in the process of everything, I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning how to grow. I'm learning how to help myself to have that nice and beautiful theory of life over here. So I'm learning how to grow, so you guys have to learn how to grow yourself, yeah? So it's all how it is. I mean, grow yourself, guys, and learn how to grow yourself differently. And that way you're learning much more how to be a greater individual for yourself. And that way you're even better than before. See, it's much more how it is. So, as I grow myself, I'm looking to upload my music up online very quickly. So what I do with the iTechno mix over here is I make different iTechno things, and I send Balkan, and I upload all my music differently, and I upload different areas of improvement over here with different video lines for different each tracks. In terms of each track, I have a different video, and I just have to plan it. I have to plan my life. So no matter what, here is a time for me to understand that no matter what, that I'm in front of people DJing eventually, and eventually I get my nice and beautiful DJ deck, but I have to plan it with my words. And that's why if you never plan it with your words, then it looks like you're afraid. Actually, it looks like you're afraid if you never plan it with your words. Actually, I understand that now. So as long as you plan it and you plan something for your life moving forward, then guess what? I promise you, every single day of every single life, I'm always understanding that somebody over here is hearing me. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly that there's nobody hearing me in this one over here. But why is that? I promise you, it's much more how I feel, that I have to go and understand something. That there's so much uploading I can do with all my music production and everything, that no matter what, that you guys have to understand that you have everything on Mega Drive. So no matter what, I feel that no matter what, that people are watching my Mega Drive, but there's somebody always listening into my Mega Drive. And now who's that? Probably my family. But there's only so much more that you guys can listen to because of my stuff. So what I need to do is put and summarize all my nice and beautiful, let's say, audio into one audio book to do greater. So that's how I feel. So it's much more how you guys have to understand. And no matter what I'm doing a nice and beautiful job over here, and I'm looking for a nice and beautiful way. So I'm looking to see that it's been ages since I went to a nightclub, and I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about how I was wasting time. I was wasting time at nightclubs, and I was never that much, let's say, aware. I was never aware of how stupid I was. I mean, I was very stupid, I promise you. And I see the drugs that I took around when I was in year 10, I was very negative. I said, what's that? And I went to experiment. With the weed, with Ali, in terms of Lao. And unnecessary way, I was very stupid, I promise you. I'm learning very quickly about life. And I started screaming for my dad. I was saying, Tata, and Tata, and Tata, and Tata, and Tata, and Tata. I was so afraid, because I was so afraid of what's going on. I was calling out for help. I was calling out for help and for him to help me. I remember. I see, so no matter what. And why was I screaming out for help? I was screaming out for help because I was doing drugs. And he was unable to pick up the phone call. And it's more how he was unable to see exactly what I meant around drugs and stuff like that. So it's more how I feel I never felt in control at that time. So I feel control now. I feel in control of my life over here. So it's not sure how I feel. I see now I'll have to go and upload this nice and beautiful track over here, which is iTechno. So I'm not saying I have to give it time, I have to give everything time. And now, as I speak with you guys, I'm actually understanding that time flies, but at least I'm doing something to help my life over here. iTechno original mix. I see, anyway, so it's not sure how I feel. I understand straight away that I'm looking for a nice and beautiful way. I remember when I was in Las Vegas. And it was such a worthwhile experience going to Las Vegas. And I had to go. And I was working 9 to 5 back then. But then I fell into debt. I had to give the money back. So I learned from the experience. So I realize now, with that, I realize it's much more how I feel. No matter what, I'm learning very nice and beautifully. I'm learning that nice and beautiful way of life. I see, it's much more how I feel. See, it's much more how I need to grow. So as I grow myself differently. So it's much more how I feel. So I feel different. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm always learning. I'm learning something different from every situation. See, I bounce. See, I bounce. I'm learning how to do my nice and beautiful music tracks. So no matter what, it's more how you have to dive into it. And as you dive into it, then you have to speak more words into that. You have to talk more words, and just talk more words, and then you can finish it. I mean, if you talk more words into it, then you can do it for yourself. I see, it's much more how I feel. I feel my YouTube channel is popular, I promise you. But if you watch my YouTube channel, you're unpopular in your life. Right away, I promise you. If you watch me, then you're unpopular in your life. I promise you, although many people are unaware about me. I promise you, on YouTube, I'm always popular. I'm always popular on YouTube. I feel that no matter what, I feel how people make music, and it's all different. I see, it's nice. I see every single day I'm learning. I see, wow. I see there is different music tracks I've never heard for a while. And wow, I feel different. I see, it's more how I feel. I feel different. I see Tiesto is bringing me back into the previous music over here. See, it's more how I feel. See, it's much more how I feel. So no matter what, I'm learning how my life is nice and beautiful, and I'm different. I'm different in terms of how I feel. See, it's much more how I feel. So I need to help myself to listen to music much more in daily life, and I see it's much more how I invest time in better places. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. So no matter what, I feel that the police over here are somebody who, in the science of the life over here, that no matter what, everything's in silence and everything's done in silence, but I promise you that no matter what, that they can catch up to you and they can always understand straight away that they can find you. Which the police can find you out if you've done something unlawful. I understand, I promise the police can. But no matter what, I promise you, it's much more how anything that goes against the 10 Commandments of God, the police find out very quickly. I promise you, although you must understand that no matter what, that you guys have to understand that the truth is exposing itself always. And you have to expose the truth, otherwise you live a double life. I mean, understand? I mean, listen to me. I mean, never ever try to uncover, never try to cover up the truth. I mean, try to expose the truth as much as possible and try to expose yourself as much as possible. Well, see, wow. See, it's much more how I feel. I'm learning differences of art. I'm learning I'm just different. I'm learning how to just help myself to love life, but I see it's more how. I see it's more how you have to go and grow yourself differently. So it's more how I have no friends except because I never hang around with people. I never hang around with other people because I'm looking to help myself to have a great life. I promise you, other people try to dumb me down. And I find my best friend is I anyway, and I feel that I never need other people. I just need myself over here. I see it's much more how I feel. I see it's much more how I need to grow myself differently. I see it's much more how I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning how to penetrate myself to help myself to deliver content, so I'm loving life. I'm loving life, so no matter what I do it better.